Good evening and welcome back to the farm. Tonight we're going to go after this rusty old fuel tank. I got some engine degreaser. We're going to clean it up, power wash it off, and prep it to get painted. Not to mention get rid of all this rust. So come and hang out with us for a bit and we'll get this fuel tank taken care of so we can reinstall it on the little bulldozer. Now we get to let it sit for about 15 minutes and then I get to come back and power wash it. I like power washing. Most fun you can have with some water. Well, it's been about 15 minutes. I'm going to go and hit it with the power washer. I'm going to change tips because this one's doing a cleaning job, but started taking off a little bit of paint, and I want to go ahead and get some more paint off. This one's going to be a bit more aggressive. Well, some of that baked on grease doesn't want to come off. So I'm going to go and hit it with the degreaser again and let it sit for a while longer. We'll let that sit, oh, I don't have that much time. Got about 30 minutes left of daylight. So I may end up picking this back up tomorrow morning. But we'll get that thing cleaned off so I can paint it one way or another. Good morning, YouTube, and welcome back to the farm on this foggy fall morning. This morning I'm going to go and reattack this, and yeah, I want to get all that gunk off of the can so that I can paint it. Let's get to work. Well, now that I've gotten rid of most of the crud that's on there, most of it, not all of it, because some of it's stuck on there pretty good, I'm going to go after it with a wire wheel brush and try to get the rest of it off. Now I'm going to go after it with a wire wheel. This old wire wheel, this is an old polisher that my dad had. He bought it back in the 1960s. I thought it appropriate. It's an antique polisher working on an antique tractor with a wire wheel. Let's get to work. Well, there's part of it. Definitely, you know, see a little rust here and there, taking off an awful lot of paint. We'll get it down to metal and give it a good coat of paint. Well, that's half the tank. I'm gonna go eat breakfast and then come back and hit the rest of it. Well, now that breakfast is done and over with, it's time to get back at it. Done half of it, now I'm gonna do the other half of it. Hopefully this will go quick. Well, there we go. The gas tank has been stripped. I prefer to burnish it like this with the wire wheel because it puts little scratches into the metal, and at the same time it's not real invasive. I haven't taken off any metal, but I've certainly taken off everything else, and I put little scratches in that the paint will adhere to and stick. So hopefully somebody else in 50 to 70 years doesn't have to do all this, because I will have done it for them. So I'm going to go get some acetone and get some primer on this before it starts to rust. Well, now I'm going to go and wipe it down with some acetone to get rid of any of my sweat that dripped on here and oils and anything else that might be left behind. Well, you know, now that I look at this, maybe I ought to sand it a little bit. One more little thing to do. Now I'm going to put it in the barn and let it cure. It's been out in the sun for a while, and I'm going to go take a break for a couple of hours, let this cure, and then I'm going to come back and shoot it with some green. We'll see you guys in a little while after I've had a little break and we let this cure, so I can come back and hit it with some John Deere green. Well, it's a few hours later and it's time to put some John Deere green on. Went to my local Ace Hardware and picked up some Rust Stop John Deere green. And for machine and implements, it says. Hope this stuff works, because we don't want any rust anymore. I want it all gone. First, we're going to do the old Marvel Schebler carburetor, then the fuel line. Oh, I got some dust on it. That won't hurt nothing though. And now that that's got cleaned up, and then the fuel tank. We'll see how this goes. Real light coat first go around. On the first pass I went one direction, on the second pass I went the opposite direction, and it may not look like it, but that's a light coat. We're going to let that dry for a bit, probably about 15 minutes, and then we'll go and hit it with the second coat. Well, it's been about 15 minutes, and we're going to hit it with another coat. Well, that's pretty much it. One whole can, 2 coats. Not bad. And I think it looks pretty darn good. Now I'm going to have to let it sit and dry for a bit and cure. And we'll see how it looks here in a few minutes. Well, it's been a little while, and it's pretty much dry. I can go and touch it and it's not tacky anymore. And since we've got a little bit of rain coming in from the south, I think the second coat, the liberal thick second coat, will do its job. I don't think I need to do a third and a fourth coat. So I'm gonna leave this here and let it cure overnight, and tomorrow I'll take it off of the rack and we get to move on to the next part of this little project. I think they came out looking really good. It's nice and even coverage, no drips, no runs, no funky stuff. So I think we're good. And these parts are pretty much ready to go put back on the tractor. So anyway, thanks for coming along with us today and getting a little work done here on the farm. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Leave a comment down in the comment section. Comments and thumbs up makes me show up more often in that evil little pane over on the right hand side of the YouTube page, so that other people can enjoy my videos. The more you like, the more you comment, the more I show up in that evil little pane, which is a good thing for me. Come on back and see us, and thanks for watching.